Welcome to Average Joe's Fantasy Sports Podcast, where we bring you news, notes, and more to help you win your championship fantasy football league. Stay tuned and listen in for the great information we have for you today. Welcome to another episode of Average Joe's Fantasy Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jared.
My boy, Scott.
Wow. You're your own boy?
Yeah, my own boy.
You're your own boy? Cool. I'm not getting that in the blooper reels. That's staying alive. That's staying alive.
Alright, we'll keep that in.
Oh. Alright. So they were bringing you the Week 8, going into Week 8 injury reports. So you guys can see where you need to make some adjustments in your lineup. We'll just go A to Z to the teams here that are playing. We won't go through any teams that are on a bye week this week. So we'll start off with the Atlanta Falcons. There's nobody that you need to worry about as far as on the offensive side and fantasy impact. A couple of defensive people that are on injuries, so we can pass them. And we'll also see people on defense. We don't do anything IDP or anything, so unless it's a big impact as far as if Luke Kuechly's out or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So something of a major impact. So let's go to Baltimore, who have 20-some people on the injury report.
Jeez. This is insane.
So you're not probably starting most of the people on the offense here regardless because they are pretty terrible.
How terrible?
Extremely terrible. But since it's a Thursday night game, you can just rule out a ton of people. Rashad Perriman, concussion is questionable.
Yep.
But he was a full participant today. But even so, why you gonna start Rashad? He hasn't really done much this season. Jerry McKinnon, he's been a limited participant in practice, so keep an eye on that. He might play, but
I honestly don't think any of these players are going to play.
No. And Mike Wallace concussion.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he's limited at practice, so we'll see what happens. So we got a bunch of limited players and everything like that, but you're not trusting these guys anyway, so there's nothing you can really do about that there. And you got people on the defense. You got Suggs and you got Webb and Smith and all these guys that are on the injury report too, so they're banged up in the secondary. Eric Weddle, whoever, so this could be a good Matt Moore game. It could be a good Miami game. I hate to say that against my team, but they're banged up all over, man. So
yeah, Terrence West is still out, so if you have him on your lineup, definitely put him on your bench.
Mm-hmm.
Also look up all the updates to make sure the news that come in there on that. It's always a big thing.
Nope. And then we have next the Buffalo Bills. So we got the tight end Charles Clay, obviously out with the injury again, so he'll be out for a little while. So, there's not really, maybe Logan Thomas, possibly as someone to pick up, but he looked all right last week. I think he got the score last week. So
somebody to pick up, but I'm not sure about him.
I'll tell you in a second.
I think I saw something on there saying that he had to be excused, if I'm not mistaken.
Who, Logan Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw something too.
Logan Thomas was excused, might not play Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Bills tight end Logan Thomas was excused for personal reasons.
So the other person is Nick O'Leary.
Yeah.
That'll be someone that you can pick up if you need a streaming tight end with 6 teams on bye.
Yep.
If you need someone and you're desperate, Nick O'Leary's the guy.
Definitely.
Let's move to the Carolina Panthers.
Fozzie Whitaker,
but you're not really going to start him, so not a big fantasy impact for you or for anybody really. Chicago Bears, next team up.
Let's see,
We're going to rapid fire through these so you guys just get the information you want.
Marcus Wayton, he is out, did not practice. Just like all their other Bears wide receivers.
Yeah, they're terrible anyway.
They are all injured, so I would kind of stay away from any Bears, except for Jordan Howard as your running back or Cohen. But I still feel like Howard's the front runner, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go straight down to Cincinnati Bengals. Tyler Boyd, the wide receiver, his knee did not practice. I would still kind of stay away from him. Kind of go with LaFell would be kind of your best bet as a second wide receiver. He got some touches last Sunday. AJ Green ended up being non-existent in that game in the second half, so that was a little bit of a dud. No one really else besides Adam Jones, Pac-Man Jones.
Yep.
He was limited, but I figure that he'll play. They're all tough.
He's had a back injury, but
Yeah.
he should play. But how much he does is questionable. So we'll see what comes out of that.
All right, Cleveland Browns. We're gonna go down to the Browns.
Downtown.
This is a tough situation for the Browns fans.
And both their DBs are injured, Jason McCourty and Jabril Pepper. So that just means even more damage the Vikings can do to them.
Yeah, it's just a tough all year round.
Yep.
It's just not good for you guys, but still have hope. So that's what you need.
To the Dallas, and the only person that you really need to worry about, I mean, Durant's hurt, their linebacker, but he's out with the groin, so he's questionable, maybe back. So run game for Washington may be able to pick up a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about
They're
that.
at Washington, so we'll see how that goes.
And if you have Dan Bailey as your kicker,
Dan Bailey's what I was gonna say.
keep him on your bench though if you.
I don't know. I mean, he's been all great this season.
Yeah.
You could just move on. And being that he's injured, people are gonna see the injury tag. They're not gonna pick him up off waivers anytime soon. There's no reason to roster kickers. Kickers can change any week.
There's a lot of people that roster that.
They roster crazy, I know, but there's no reason to. Is what I'm saying. There's
right.
not a reason. So
let's go down to Denver. Paxton Lynch, his shoulder, he is actually doubtful.
I mean, Trevor Siemian gets to wreck this team one more time.
Yeah, so we might possibly see a Lynch in that Monday night game.
No, well, probably not if he's doubtful.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably just saying that for right now, but
Doubtfuls are pretty good, but we'll check out Thursday and Friday to see if it goes to questionable.
Right.
But Doubtfuls are pretty set. They're not going to change their quarterback playing if they don't need them. So
we'll see. Because I don't like Brock Osweiler. It's trash.
Brock Osweiler, yeah. I mean, you don't like anything Broncos anyway, so your opinion's not objective, so it doesn't really matter.
True. Emmanuel Sanders, his ankle, he, as what I saw is that he will probably most likely play Monday. It's an extra day, but really stay on top of it, because if you have to know by at least Saturday if he's going to be playing Monday. If he's not, you're going to have to switch him in with somebody else and keep him on your bench for one more week. So that's one kind of lame thing.
Another note here, if you need a tight end for this week, being that Martellus Bennett's on bye, you have Evan Ingram on bye, and Blaine Walker who's hurt and also on bye. But old AJ Derby is
he's actually been streaming the last couple of weeks.
You can stream, so keep an eye out for AJ Derby if you are desperate for a tight end.
AJ Derby with that one-handed catch against the Oakland Raiders, so
he can
go all out if he needs to go all out.
With Sanders coming back, we'll see, but they need to see. Every quarterback who's struggling usually wants a safety blanket, and the tight end is usually that safety blanket. So
very a safety blanket, big safety blanket. All right, now down to the Detroit Lions. Big one here, Golden Tate, his shoulder AC joint. It was questionable, but he's been limited in practice today. But I would say he'd be able to play Sunday. But if they didn't need to use him, they'll use Marvin Jones. If you have a Marvin Jones, also look at that.
Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay possibly.
Eric Ebron.
Kenny Galladay limited in practice, so if he comes back, maybe. Trying to think if there's anybody else in there that's possible. Eric Ebron, I don't know if I have faith in that man, but Theo Riddick is going to get a lot more if Golden Tate is out.
You think so?
Theo Riddick will be more involved.
Okay.
Probably keep it. They've been playing pretty check down as of late. So, and who else is a better check down person than your swing out back?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. All right. Now we're going down to the Packers.
Skipping the Packers. We're on bye. We're going down to Houston, baby, because they're back.
Ooh, Houston.
And they're playing
back.
Seattle.
Go. That's gonna be a good game too.
We'll see if we can do it on the road in Seattle.
Yeah. Really nobody.
No, more for defense for Houston.
More defense.
Which again will be good if they go down. They're gonna have to start throwing. So if you have anybody on the offense for Houston, Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller, they'll fire well because they're gonna have to be moving.
Oh yeah.
You can't slow down against them. They're gonna have to keep things interesting. So they have to get multiple people involved to throw off the Seattle defense.
And they will because Watson is like a Russell Wilson. He's definitely going to be running out of the pocket, trying to gain some yards and doing what Russell Wilson does. So I think this game is going to be the game of the week because
you think there's gonna be a lot of points scored?
I think Houston can do it. I think Houston can win this.
I think they can win it, yes. But game of the week means to be excitement, means to be thrill, it means to be some kind of impact, some like playoff implications, things like that.
It will be a playoff implication. It will be. The defense on both sides is good.
Or a divisional battle for top of the division. So
I could see it being a game of the week. Will they do it? Probably not. I don't know who they'll put. So it is it's probably going to be the Cowboys and Redskins.
Cowboys and Redskins would be the one I would think.
Rival one.
Yeah. It'll be a game of the week. But we'll see. I guess we'll see. Because again, you got sling out quarterbacks and dueling out in that one. So that's why I was questioning what you said that one, but maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe. Indianapolis Colts.
What do you know? Andrew Luck out.
Yeah, of course.
They're actually saying that he might not even throw this season. So why bring him in when you guys are already losing?
The classic. It's still going to be Brissett. You're still going to be upset starting T.Y. Hilton. You're still be upset with Dante Moncrief, who's not even doing that well anyway.
Who?
Right. Don't worry, I caught that one.
Good one.
I'm well aware. Move past Jacksonville because they're on a bye.
Yep, we're going to go down to the Chiefs, which I personally think that they are going to win against Denver. That's me. Nobody really relevant.
I think they're going to win just because, I know the defense is still good, but Chiefs have tons of weapons, man. They have, between Kareem, Hill, Hunt, I said Kareem and Hunt. But, and Kelsey, that's what I was looking for, Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey.
And then Aldrick Robinson, who's starting to show up a little bit now. Well, not Aldrick Robinson, Deontay Robinson. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deontay Robinson. I always say Aldrick because I think about Aldrick. It's Robinson.
He's a new guy on the team.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen him all season.
Yeah, so, but I think he's a rookie, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
so he's playing pretty well. So,
yeah.
So if you need somebody, again, to have you bye week, if you're 14, 16 team leagues, even 12, you might need some. So, you get Robinson. But I think they're going to go blazing, and I think the defense for Kansas City needs to bounce back. And against Simeon and that horrible offensive line.
That's why I feel like the Chiefs are going to come out and win because after the Chiefs losing 2 straight games and one heartbreaker to the Raiders, they're going to want to come out pissed.
Yep, they're going to come out firing, guns a-blazing.
So that one's going to be a pretty good game too, I think.
So let's go to LA for one team, and we'll skip the other team. So we'll do the Chargers. And there's nobody on the offensive side that you need to worry about.
Which is great to see because
they're always injured.
Yeah, last year it was really hard for Phillip Rivers, and yet he still went crazy. Throwing the way he did. But
Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback. He's been kind of off key this year. He's produced decent fantasy numbers for fantasy purposes, everything like that. But now that they're in the winning mode, this might turn up. This offense could turn up.
But the thing is with the Chargers is knowing them in the division, they usually their second half of the season, they really go downhill. They really go downhill.
Yeah, but they had such a poor first half. How could you go downhill losing 5 games?
They can lose more games.
But that's not going more downhill. That's basically being where they were already at.
Well, that would be worse than what they are now. So that's still going downhill. They're still going downhill.
Yeah, but last year they only lost close games. They never lost by blowouts.
Yeah, that's
And they lost close games earlier this season too. They lost 2 of them.
They did. The ones that like Keenan Allen should have caught and this and that.
They were right there in the thick of things. Like they lost the first game by a field goal.
Oh my gosh! Don't even bring that. That's just dumb. Why?
Yeah.
That's your kicker, man. That was your guy. You were like super excited about that guy because you like the fact that like
Lost the first 2 by field goal.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
It's either right there, always.
But they should have never gotten rid of. They should have never gotten rid of their kicker.
Yeah, the first game wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. But that's for another day. And like, cool, we're on your side. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Right? We love you.
Let's go down. Take our talents to South Beach, baby.
Ooh. Yeah, where everybody's getting hurt and not playing right.
Well, Jay Cutler. Guess what, guys? The Dolphins just got better. Because they have Matt Moore. Who they should have just went with this season anyway after.
No, I think they should have gone after Colin Kaepernick, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
Even though I don't really want to get into that whole situation.
No, we won't go to the political side, but Colin Kaepernick would have probably been fun for the team anyway. I don't know how you.
That would give more opportunities for Jay Ajayi to go off. It would give more opportunities for the wide receivers to go off, knowing that my quarterback can run and try to get us a first down if we're, covered. So that's me. That's Colin Kaepernick. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, it would have been fun. It would have been good. But Devontae Parker, how do you feel, Scott? Anything good? Anything bad?
Devontae Parker, he is questionable, limited in practice on Wednesday, which is today. But I have a feeling that he might come back. But they play tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta make a decision. I mean, is it worth it to take a chance on him, or is it not worth it to take a chance on him?
If you have Devontae Parker on your team and he's questionable, and you haven't seen any updates whatsoever today of him absolutely playing, I would not put him in.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Does it say
still questionable?
Still questionable.
Limited practice.
Yeah, that's going to be like a game time decision, and you probably are going to be at work or school or whatever. You don't have any time to.
So tune in early or before the game tomorrow, Thursday, for Thursday Night Football, and see what his status is.
Yes.
But if you have someone better, obviously move on. Because even if he does play, he's coming back from an injury, and his condition might not be great. So.
And they had their bye week the first week, so they're going to be very cautious on any other players to come back on time because they don't have a bye week for the rest of the year. So if it's going to be another couple weeks for Devontae Parker to come back, it will be that long. But I would stay safe and put somebody else that that would be productive than have somebody that comes off an injury and barely be involved. Because I've already had that situation before with a player coming off an injury and I put him in and he gets nothing. So,
yep.
Like before I traded him off and then he ended up getting injured for the rest of the year. OBJ, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky, That's what it's about. So let's go to the Minnesota Vikings. Stephon Diggs is one of the people you're looking at growing. He's still questionable, limited in practice, so we'll see what comes out this week. But I think if they can, they'll probably. He traveled with the team, so it's possible.
He did.
It's possible that he suits up, so I guess you'll have to check in early in the morning on Sunday. So
no, definitely check Saturday. Definitely check Saturday.
Hopefully they'll give the report.
Right.
So.
Saturday, hopefully they give you the report. You look up on
the
game time decision. That's a tough one because it's going to be you'll be probably asleep, or if you're back east anywhere.
Yeah, it's at least a little better if you're on the east side where it's 9:30 in the morning. Here it's 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so
awful out here in Phoenix.
back east, yeah, you'll definitely have time to be up in the morning if you're an early bird. If you do like to sleep after the game start, then sorry to tell you, but you probably deserve to lose your team because you should be paying attention to your fantasy league.
And Michael Floyd limited.
Yeah.
We'll see if he actually gets up on the field or not. Possibility, but I'll probably hold him out too if they can play in Cleveland. They might get a little ego and set some of their people. Sam Bradford not gonna probably play. It's gonna be Case Keenum again. So fire up Keenum. Keenum should be ready to go.
Yep.
Even though it's one of those trap games where it's like, hey, possibly maybe Cleveland comes out and storms the walls.
I don't know. Everyone's afraid.
I don't.
Oh, that's crazy.
So let's talk New England.
All right.
Not one of anybody.
Defense has been shot. Big time.
Oh, and Danny Amendola missed practice, knee issues. So check it on Thursday and Friday to see where he's at there. So he's easy guy to get banged up. He does that. But
we gotta have to tell Trav that.
Trav's got him on his bench. He's aware.
Okay, he's aware. Good.
But Hightower didn't practice, which is the key to their defense. So
pretty much.
If that's the case, man.
Who are they?
Chargers
who are they playing?
Chargers.
Ooh.
But in Foxborough. They played bad. They're playing.
They've lost a couple times there anyway. So
they almost lost to Houston up there. So I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, dude, they should have lost to Houston.
Yeah.
That's just
so. Yeah, going back to that, if Deontay Hightower is there, isn't there, it's a good chance that Phil Rivers can take the middle of the field. So.
Yep.
We'll see what that comes. You can fire up Keenan Allen. You can fire up Rivers. I mean, that defense is terrible. So
I thought they were going to be good this year. The defense, but
it's a surprise terrible defense. But who's a surprise good defense? The Saints, who we'll talk about now. But on the injury report, Michael Thomas, and this came as of today. So on Wednesday, Michael Thomas showed up with a knee injury on the injury report. So.
Oof.
Right. So it could be just precaution, but keep an eye on it because.
Off day.
Yeah.
You think it's an off day though? Usually
it could be.
Off days.
It could be. It just sucks when it comes up now because you would have heard about the injury before. But
right.
This is an official injury report. If something minor, a bruise or a bump or whatever, and, a little soreness even like. Yeah, it could be. It could be a rest day. You're right. So we'll skip the Giants. They're on bye. But we'll talk about another New York team. Let's bring it to the Jets.
Jets is a surprising team. They're still in the race.
They are.
That division.
That division is they're a 3-4 team, but they're still in it. Where there's 4-2, 4-2, 5-2.
Well,
so
still in the race.
Very much so.
They just got to keep winning.
So let's talk Robbie Anderson, one of the receivers, questionable right now. I mean, I presume he's going to play.
He's going to play.
Yeah, there's not much for the tag there as far as what he's dealing with. So it just says questionable. So probably minor injury. So something they're just monitoring, making so he's available on Sunday. Wilkerson, though, that one could be big if he does sit. He's questionable as well, but if he does sit, that opens up the running game for the Atlanta Falcons.
And we all know their running backs are pretty dang good. 1-2 punch.
Yep.
So
it's been like that this last couple of years. We got the dual threats now, the whole Chester Taylor AP day type thing. So, or Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber type days. Now, let's go to Scott Squad.
Yeah.
It's Raider Nation.
Yep. We just got
Marshawn suspended.
Yeah. He gets suspended.
So if you need someone for the week, when Washington or no, wait, is it Dwayne Washington? What's
it's
DeAndre
Washington and
Jalen
Richard.
Jalen Richard. There we go.
So one of those two would be a good pickup. I would.
And they split pretty well. We did the stats yesterday. They split pretty well down the middle. So Well, then with like 31 rushing yards and
Yeah.
like, 1 or 2 catches apiece.
But
so.
since Lynch is out, they're gonna get more of the touches. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they split. Those
I think
similar.
best bet, I would kind of lean towards Richard.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking Dwayne if they get the goal line.
Yeah. That's a tough one because they just picked up
Dwayne's
Richard.
bigger,
Yeah.
so it'll be with the pound of rocket. Or Diablo, excuse me.
I mean, Richard's still a beast though.
But
So
not the goal line beast.
being in the 10-yard line, dump it off.
He's a good pass catcher though. They
So-
both catch the passes pretty
Yeah.
well though.
They
so.
can.
I guess you guys can take coin flip between who you want to start.
Right.
So that's what that comes down to. Now, let's talk the Eagles. The Birds. Nobody that you're too worried about as far as the Eagles go. So, as far as the injury reports, so we can basically shuffle on from these guys. Fire up your Eagles. They play the 49ers at home. So, I know it's one of those games that's like, oh, they play the 49ers. And then all of a sudden, some crazy anomaly happens where they get shut down, but I doubt the 49ers look horrendous.
Yep.
Absolutely horrendous.
But I gotta give props to the rookie for the 49ers. He's doing pretty good. I have to give him props on that.
He's
Put it
holding
out.
his own. He didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
He did what he could with the best of the situation, so good for him. Good for
Yeah.
you, CJ Beathard.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing. Pittsburgh Steelers, Martavis Bryant, he's out because of the comments that he made. That's why
He's been in the news the last couple days. So
Yeah, he's in the doghouse.
We should
We'll
all
see.
already know
We'll
that.
see how that locker room is afterwards, calling out Juju and stuff like that. That was foolish. Juju Smith's a good player. He did a Kamehameha wave, which makes him an even cooler person. So, I'm on Team Juju. I'm off Team Alien. So,
Yep.
now let's talk some San Fran. Marquise Goodwin, they're basically their best receiver, was limited in practice with a back injury, so we'll see what that comes to be Thursday and Friday. He's getting solid over there. I can't believe it, but he's one of the more consistent players as far as targets and everything like that. So, if you guys need somebody, maybe Marquise Goodwin is that guy. He's been getting looked at, so.
Yeah, he definitely looked pretty good last.
He has been. Yeah, he gets out there, he makes some tough catches, a few diving catches and anything like that.
Might not be pretty when you get the look at your team and he's only putting up like 10 fantasy points, but that's maybe 10 points you actually need.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. He does do well. He
And
ended
it's
up with
garbage time too.
Well,
Like
yeah,
garbage
but
time is the best.
12 fantasy points, 4 for 80 yards last week on 8 targets. So he out-targeted Pierre Garçon by 1. So, I mean, if he is playing, he could be a good asset during the bye week. So
Yeah, that's true. Gonna drop down to Seattle, huh?
Sadly, yes, we are.
Yeah, I know. So who do we got? We got CJ Procise, his ankle, questionable.
He's been out for a while.
But we're not worried about that because you don't really need him.
You don't. You don't want any running back on the team. You don't want Rawls. You don't want Procise. You don't want
Fat
Eddie Lacy. Yeah, you don't want Fat Eddie. You don't want any of these. J.D. McKissick. Like, it's a roulette of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a good enough offensive line. Even if they were great running backs, they don't have a good enough offensive line to make a difference.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You're gonna avoid that backfield.
All right.
Let's go to Tampa Bay though.
To the Bay Area of Tampa.
The Tampa Bay area.
Right.
Brent Grimes, corner. Opens up the opportunity for Carolina if they do.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, he's just questionable now. Basic questionable, no headline tag or anything
I
like
think
that.
he'll play.
But
Same thing with Winston. Winston's questionable, but he played last week.
with that shoulder injury, yeah, they're just moving to him because of a maintenance day and make sure he doesn't tweak anything more. So, and he played well during the second half of that game. So
Yeah.
I almost rallied him back.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Oh, it's crazy.
Now we'll skip Tennessee because they are on bye, and we'll go to our grand finale team, the Washington Redskins, who are beat up. I mean, there's a ton of injuries on this list.
Yeah.
And this could be dangerous for excuse me, Kirk Cousins because a couple of offensive linemen went down They're questionable. Morgan Moses went down and Trent Williams went down. They're both questionable, so hopefully they come back and play. They both took leg injuries, both ankle injuries, so
Yeah, that was tough to watch.
excuse me.
Tough to
It
watch,
was.
but Josh Norman, he's also
He's been
limited.
questionable.
He's limited in practice, but
They need him to come back.
yeah, this was the second game that he was sitting out. So
Oh,
I
could
don't
be
know. If,
another
I don't know if
because-
they want to have him sit out for a third game, and I don't think he wants to sit out a
He
third
probably
game.
doesn't, but they also don't want to lose one of their assets.
Right.
So that's a tough
But
one. That's a
No,
tough one.
nobody really on the offense. Even though they looked really good against the Eagles.
Philly there, they charged
That was
back.
a
They
good
figured it out the
game.
second half.
That was a good game to watch. It was
Mhm.
back and forth shootout.
But yeah, still fire Kirk Cousins anyway. He's figuring
Right.
it out. You know, even if they had the backup offensive line, they held up long enough for when the other guys went down. So
Yeah, but Chris Thompson, start him because he's giving you like 15
Yeah.
fantasy points every week. So
yeah, he's in PPR. He's valuable.
PPR, yes.
Standard, he still holds some value, depending if he
Yeah.
gives you like 100 yards and a touchdown at 16 points. You know what?
Yeah,
You know,
but yeah. So
he'd be all right.
that's it. That's
That
it.
is. That's a speed recap for the injuries.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Average Joe's Fantasy Sports Podcast. We out.